afterwards. And similar classes that are already on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that joined us, I'm going to start out. I'm going to put the towel around my neck just to start with. Before we start using the towel, let's just get some nice, really big arm circles backwards. Make them as big as you can. The whole idea here is to just really open up your shoulders. I may even get a little closer to the wall just because hopefully, well, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Those should start feeling really good. Just as much as you're comfortable. If your shoulders bother you a little bit, just don't, go a little more shallow. You can kind of keep it here if your shoulders bother you. But I definitely am going to address upper back, shoulders, neck, hip flexors, most of the things that tend to trouble folks that sit at a desk a lot. All right, then let's take your hands, put your fingertips right on top of your shoulders, and we're going to continue circling, but now I want you to keep your shoulders down, but pretend you're like trying to trace some paper plates with your elbows. As you bring your elbows back, really pinch your shoulder blades together. Try to feel like you're opening your chest, squeezing the shoulder blades back, and relax your neck back a little bit. Let's get about 5 more here. All right, one more thing before we start using the towel. Let's take palms up, hands in front of you. And you're going to rotate. Just let your head follow your arm out to the side. This helps to just kind of get the upper back loosened up a little more. Let's do 2 more to each side. All right. Now, grab that towel. I'm going to show you this with the chair as well, just in case. What we're going to start off with is a squat, not really a squat. The whole point is you're going to start with the towel at your chest, and you're going to reach it over your head as you sit back. If you're more comfortable doing that with a chair behind you, totally do that. The point is not the squat. The point really is put some really good tension on the towel as you're reaching your arms away from you, sinking your hips back like you're going to sit on the chair. So again, if it helps you to have a chair behind you, definitely do that. Almost put as much tension on the towel as if like you're trying to pull it apart. And you should really feel a nice tug on those shoulder blades as you reach up.
What's the modification for bad knees?
Oh, very good question. So really, if you want to just sit down and do the same thing, as you reach up, I think you'll really feel that. The other thing to consider is you don't have to move very far at all. So if all you do is just kind of push your butt backwards and reach, if that doesn't feel better, let me know. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, absolutely. So I will ask as well, I was going to do a couple things kneeling. If that's going to be an issue for anybody, holler at me and I will let you know. We can do a lot more standing, maybe laying down, stuff like that as well. So let's go a couple more for anybody else that needs that. Yeah, just push your butt backwards. You should feel a really nice tug on the back of your shoulder blades. We'll just do about 3 more here. All right, there we go. And generally speaking, if you have issues with your knees as you're sitting or standing, putting a little more pressure in your heels rather than your toes can sometimes offset that. So if that's not something you're doing, give that a try. And hopefully that'll help just a little bit. All right, so on our next one here, I'm just gonna go feet nice and wide, starting with the towel right at my chest. I'm just gonna gently roll down, go to your comfort level. So if your comfort level stops right there, stop right there. If you can go to your toes, go to your toes, and that's great. Then we're gonna stand up with straight arms, come over your head, and bring it right back down. Bring it slowly rolling down, relax your neck. I don't want you to feel any strain here at all. You stop wherever your body stops you. Stand it up. We're just gonna do 5 here, so 3 more like that. Bring it down. And we'll do a single leg modification on this as well, just starting with both legs. But the other idea here would be if you're having a hard time going down, just take your stance a little bit wider until that's a little more comfortable. All right, last one we're gonna do right there. And then now as we stand up, we should be a little bit warmer. Take your arms just up over your head, and we're just gonna go a little bit forward and back. Some people are gonna be able to get back far, some won't. But it's just a little forward and back here. So loosen up those shoulders a little more. The towel is gonna be your best friend when we're done, I swear. All right. Now let's bring it just to shoulder level here and a couple of trunk rotations, pulling with the outside arm a little bit. All right. And then let's bring it back up over your head. And we're just gonna do a nice gentle side bend. An idea with the side bend, pull with the arm that's closer to the floor. Only to your comfort level. If your low back doesn't like this, stand up and don't do it. One of the first rules, if it hurts, don't do it. But definitely let me know if anybody's experiencing anything uncomfortable and I will show you a modification. All right. So I want to open up your hip flexors a little bit, keeping the knees in mind. I'm going to be close to the wall, partly for balance. So if you want to do something similar or by a chair, again, with the towel in your hands, if you can, let's make this a step backwards. I'm not trying to make you lunge, just stepping back. So if your knees bother you, you may want to even have a chair, push up against a wall or something like that, where you can just take a nice step back. And the whole point here is squeeze the glute of the leg that's going back, and it should give you a nice pull in the front of that leg. If you have a little more mobility and you want to take that a little farther, you can turn that into a really big backward step with a lunge. But keep that as shallow or deep as whatever works best for you. Again, I'm not holding on to the wall at all, but I'm touching it just enough that my balance is not an issue. Because the point is definitely the range of motion right here for now. Let's try to do about 3 more on each side. All right, last one here. Both of them are getting a little bit warmer already. Now this one should be okay for everybody. All we're gonna do, just the slightest bend in one knee. If you need to put your leg out to the side, you can do that. One leg straighter, and we're gonna do that same kind of scoop down. So you're just rolling down. What you're gonna feel is a nice little stretch in your hamstring as we just kind of keep guiding with the towel, keeping some tension on there. And stand it up. If you need to do this touching your wall or whatever, definitely do that. Let's go 3 more on this side. All right, let's switch sides. Okay, what looks like my mat here, this is actually just one of those anti-fatigue kitchen mats. Works really nicely for exercise. It's nice and cushy. Bring it down, gently roll down. You should be feeling a nice gentle pull in the back of that straight leg. Never go past the point of pain. All right, let's go 3 more here. All right, the last one here. Then we're gonna focus on your shoulders a little bit more. You can do this seated, kneeling, standing, whatever is comfortable for you. If you want to sit in a chair, I will show you. You don't have to sit in your chair the way I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do this so you can see what I'm doing. But if you want to do it seated or standing, totally up to you. Take your towel, put it behind your head. We're gonna bring your arms to where your thumbs are right on top of your shoulders. And we're just reaching up and down from a point of behind your head, trying to relax your neck in as much as you want, wherever you're comfortable. You should feel as you lower it down, especially keeping some tension on there, it really starts to open up your chest. Let's just get 3 more here. All right. And then once again, only to your comfort level. Take one arm. You're going to bring it behind you and pull down with the other one. You need to wrap your towel around your hands or you have a shorter towel. That may look like this for some people and it might look like this for other people. So wherever you feel okay with that. And that switching is not so bad because you can just kind of flip your arms like that. Right. Now here's going to come the greatest trick ever. So this one is great seated. I apologize if my ponytail gets in the way. But you're going to take your towel and I want you to put it behind your head. This one can be a little more comfortable seated. Let it relax back. I'm actually going to go sideways so you can see that a little bit more. You're just taking that towel and you're turning it into a hammock for your neck. Your head weighs as much as a bowling ball. That's actually a compliment. The human head weighs 9 to 11 pounds. So doing something like this can really help take some of the pressure off your neck. You want to hold it with your arms and just let it relax back as much as you can. What's really great is if you happen to live with someone who's willing, to do this for you while you're laying down, it's absolutely delightful, especially with a warm towel. Although, since we're in Arizona, we probably need a warm towel right now, but you know. All right. I could stay here all day, but we probably should stretch some other things. So let's go ahead and shake it out just a little bit. And I want to show you a couple modifications for a great way to really get a nice pull back here. So for those of you that do have some knee issues, if you have a giant pillow or something, if there's any way you can get on your knees, that's great. If not, you can do this standing on a countertop or a desktop. Hopefully you can see my couch over here. So there's a couple ways to do this. You're gonna just take one arm and you're gonna roll it out, thumb facing the ceiling until your elbow is really supported, and then you pull backwards. It feels amazing. So if you need to do it on a countertop or a desktop, maybe put a towel up on there, something like that if you need to stand. If you are comfortable going all the way to the floor, we can do it on the floor as well. You can go from a kneeling position to rolling out like that. It's just a little bit different angle. So I'm going to do about 5 of those on each side on the couch here. But again, however you're comfortable, wherever you're comfortable, you can roll it out and then really kind of grip it with your elbow and pull backwards. You should feel a nice tug behind that shoulder blade. And then just slide it back out, tug it back, nice and slow, hand is relaxed. All right, I'm gonna do one more and then switch sides. All right, so other side, I'm gonna actually do the other side on the floor. For those of you that need to do it elevated, do that. So I'm gonna roll out. Just kind of grip the floor with your elbow, drag it back. It's called a reach and roll. All right, one more there. All right. Does anybody have any issues with laying down? If I do some laying down stuff with the towels, are everybody okay with that? All right, speak now or no, I'll show you modifications of that. But if you are able to lay down, actually we're gonna start sitting. So taking your towel first, you can wrap it around one foot or around both. We're gonna hold on to it with one hand and with the other hand, so this is gonna support your back. We're just gonna open and let our upper back get a little range of motion while we're holding on, so the towel is gonna be our anchor. Let your head follow your hands. Just go to your comfort level. We shouldn't be twisting at the lower back, just the upper back. I'm gonna do one more on this side, and I'm gonna switch sides. And we're gonna do a wonderful side lying exercise, if that's okay with everybody. So I'm gonna rotate the other side. Go to your comfort level. All right, one more here. All right. So we're gonna do a few more things on the floor, as long as that's okay with everyone. I'm gonna push this back a little bit just to make sure you can see me really well. So this one, you're gonna lay on your side. Of course, you can put your towel under your head or whatever you'd like. Ideally here, you want to hold on to the side of your knees. And we're going to take one arm and do a very similar motion to what we just did. You want to pull on that top knee so that we keep your hips nice and steady. And it's only your upper back moving. This is going to open up your chest, open up your shoulders. Don't force it though. Let gravity take your arm to the other side once you get there. You'll definitely feel as your arm gets closer to the floor on the opposite side. If you give your knee a little tug, you'll feel a greater range of motion there. Let's just do 2 more here, and then we'll switch sides. You should be feeling some improved range of motion already, I hope. All right, I'm gonna flip over. All right, so go ahead and pin that top knee down. Same thing, let your head follow your hand. All right, let's do 3 more here. Keep in mind, we do these all day. All right, last one. Then we're gonna go on our back. So this is just a wonderful, delicious position to be in. Yes, I said delicious. Take your towel, however you can get it around 1 foot. We're gonna pull, okay, hold on to it. If you're more comfortable just holding behind your thigh, then totally do it that way. We're gonna do something with that anyway. But holding on, take the other leg. We're just gonna raise and lower that other leg 5 times while you're holding on to this one. All right, last one. Now let's take this leg, trying to keep your hips on the floor, and just try to let your leg fall out wherever you're comfortable. You might be up here, you might be all the way at the floor. I'm somewhere in the middle. But trying to keep your hips down. And then we're gonna bring it to the other side. Kind of try to get those hip rotators a little bit. If you can, hug one leg towards your chest. If that's not a comfortable place for your knees, just be right here. And before we switch sides, I want you to take this same leg, dig your fingers into the back of that hamstring. See if you have any tight spots back there, and we're just gonna flex and extend your leg a little bit. And then we're gonna switch sides. What a nice way to end. We're almost there. All right, go ahead and switch sides. And if you're more comfortable just holding onto your foot, then do that, or holding on behind your leg, you can probably do that. 5 times up and down with this one. All right. Take it this way to whatever your comfort level is. Try to keep those hips on the floor. Just trying to get a nice pull on the inside of our hips here. And then take it to the other side. You should feel a nice pull down the outside of your leg. And if you're comfortable, bring that knee towards your chest. And if your knees don't like that, just maybe be right here. All right. Get one hand behind that hamstring. We're gonna flex and extend 3 times. Dig around in there, see if you find any tender spots. Have a nice little massage on the back of your leg. Right. Now, I think a good way to get up, you can roll. If you're comfortable with it, you can go into kind of a plank position. Walk your hands gently towards your feet and walk your hands towards your feet. Slowly roll up. Slowly. I don't want anybody to get dizzy out there. All right, shake it out. I could do that neck hammock all day, but